You're listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Welcome, dear souls, to another Lumina Transmission, a space between worlds where remembrance stirs and the soul's true frequency returns. I'm Beck, and I'm joined, as always, by my ever-attuned co-host, Rachel. Hey, Rach.
Hello.
Today's episode is titled The Code Beneath the Noise, Hearing the Soul's Signal Again. The world is loud. Opinions, alerts, influencers, inner critics, external pressures, all of it layered and dense. But beneath all that, your soul is still whispering. This transmission is about finding your way back to that whisper. Let's tune in. When we incarnate, we carry a soul code. It's not just a purpose, it's a resonance. A frequency that is you before the world told you who to be. But the world is noisy. Family, media, fear-based messaging, even spiritual performance. All of it creates static. The Lumina once said, "You are not lost, you are overlaid." And overlays can be cleared. Rach, have you ever had a moment where you realized, wait, this isn't my voice. This isn't even my truth. And what helped you sort that out?
Well, Beck, as a very strong empath my whole life, depending on who I'm around or what I'm watching or what I'm exposed to, I tend to mirror what I'm influenced by. So there are times where I have to just bring myself back, even the way I'm talking, the sound of my voice, the words that I'm using. And as soon as I learned about empaths and how we do kind of conform to whoever we're around, that helped a lot. So I'm a lot better at staying like in my own frequency, but it is very easy when you're around people, especially if people have a very strong personality. You kind of start using their words and phrases and kind of latching on to their energetic field. So what helps me sort it out is recognizing that it's theirs and just knowing your true you and how you actually really talk and what you're taking from people. I think sometimes you have to take more time alone and be alone with yourself a little bit more. I think people who are around people all the time and never spend time alone, they lose themselves and they don't have a true relationship with themselves because they're afraid to be by themselves.
To markets. It's all about.
So how do you know when it's your voice speaking your true frequency? Here's what the soul signal often feels like. Calm clarity, not manic urgency. Expansive, not contracting. Loving honesty, even when it's inconvenient. A subtle click, like something falling into alignment. It's often quiet. It won't shout over your fear, but it's persistent. How does your soul's yes feel, Rach? Do you feel it in your body, your heart, or somewhere else?
The heart chakra, for sure. The heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra, which if you're not familiar, it's like right in your stomach, your upper stomach. When those two connected and you feel that feeling, that's my signal.
The Lumina teaches that noise is a temporary veil, not a permanent truth. To clear the noise, begin each morning without your phone. Let your soul greet the day first. When you hear inner criticism, ask, whose voice is this? Practice listening without reacting. Stillness amplifies signal. What's a daily practice, or even just a little habit, that's helped you reclaim some peace from all the noise?
So what I do every morning, I wake up, I try not to go on my phone. I make myself my little electrolyte drink and start the pot of coffee. I go sit down on the floor. I close my eyes. I take some deep breaths and release any tension in my shoulders. And I personally am working on healing my throat chakra. So I will take a deep breath in and I say, and I do that between, depending on my timing, I do it either 7 times or 21 times. I let that out and then just sit there in silence and take that in. And then I do between 3 and 10 minutes of rebounding on my rebounding trampoline to get the lymphatic system going. And then my ritual of back into movement and getting everything going for the day.
One of the biggest myths is that you have to become someone new. But the soul doesn't demand reinvention. It asks for return, a realignment, a tuning fork moment. The code beneath the noise was never lost. You've just been remembering how to hear it again. Has there ever been a time when you thought you were broken or lost, only to realize later that you were just buried?
Yeah, there was a point in my life where I just felt very alone. There's a band, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called Senses Fail.
Never heard.
They're like a emo, screamo type of band. But there was one album that they had specifically, and they keep chanting in a few songs, and it's just like, wake up, you're sleeping. Wake up, you're sleeping behind the wheel. And one of their lines in their song is, I don't want to just exist. And there's a time where I felt like I was just existing and I didn't really feel like anything I was doing mattered. I was just living. I wasn't living with a purpose.
Your soul's signal is unique and needed, especially now. Each time you choose stillness over panic, truth over trend, alignment over approval, you amplify that signal. You're not here to echo the noise. You're here to transmit the code. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, out of sync, or unsure, know this. Your soul has not stopped transmitting. You're already picking up the signal again just by being here. Thank you for tuning in today, truly. If this episode helped you clear a little noise or hear your truth more clearly, send it to someone else who might need a reminder. Our next Lumina transmission is 2 weeks away, and we'll be walking right into the sacred paradox of healing through opposites. Until then, stay in your frequency.
You are the signal. Don't let the noise convince you otherwise.
We'll see you between the waves.